Illusion.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Radiant's tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Thy life's weight to motivate.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Go on, get out of here.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. The Dire now have mega creeps.
Yeah!
Killing spree.
Right.
Radiant's ancient is under attack. Radiant's ancient is under attack. Dire victory.
have this hero, he plays the hero.
Yeah. And then RR goes to the offlane.
I think overall, they have to win their lanes. For Execration, that's their primary game plan with the Earth Spirit and the Mirana. You want to be able to get ahead in the laning phase, and for Signature Trust, it's about getting their levels, clearing out the first Ancient stack. I think that's very important. If they can actually do the first Ancient stack with the Sven successfully, and yeah, if they can actually get to that point without losing too much on the map, he'll be in a very good position. Because then Sven will have his first core item, and then DP plus the Sven, then you just push and you group up. It's very, very scary.
So basically, Execution needs to win the lane, and then Signature Trust need to not lose their lane, right?
Yeah, but their lane,
And I think,
their lanes are not even that weak, you know. I mean, for us.
yeah, I think their lanes are quite
Yeah, their
good,
lanes are
especially
quite good.
depending on how Abba gets his first knight. Looks like it's gonna be a support Doom instead of a support Night Stalker, which, you know, that's kind of the trend. Support Doom is.
Oh,
He's actually even going full
damn,
jungle
this
Doom
guy's
here with the
greedy. Iron Talon?
Yeah. I mean, he's essentially not ganking, right? Or not even laning.
See Dota, ladies and gentlemen. The greed is real.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. You look at Execration, right? Like, what are they actually gonna do in the early phase?
Earth
The
Spirit.
cores are gonna just all farm, right?
Yep, Earth Spirit. Mirana wants to get like level 6, level 7, then she'll become active, and then she needs to make space for the Slala to get his blink.
Okay.
So that's like the key hero here. The Mirana, the first few minutes will be Earth Spirit roaming, and then after that, if the Mirana just sits in her lane and farms, I think that's a bad idea. I would like to see the Mirana, you know, be active after level 6, level 7, help the team. Otherwise,
Okay.
it defeats the purpose of picking the hero.
My other question is, where do you think the Earth Spirit should go? Is he gonna be hanging around the Doom and making his life difficult? Should he go at the mid lane and give Puck a fairly good kill? Actually, a roll onto a DP could just be, well, maybe not a guaranteed kill, but you know, a good setup. Or should he be focusing on harassing Sven?
I think that going to the lane that has a much better kill potential will be the best situation for him. And if you talk about going to the Sven's lane, and if the Slada say level 1, level 2, Witch Doctor and Sven, not much kill potential. And it also depends on, obviously we know the Doom is going to be greedy, right, from our perspective now. But from his perspective, he might be thinking the Doom is like roaming around, and he could easily rotate to top.
Sure.
So I don't know.
So mid lane is kind of the lane that he's looking
I think
at
with the
possibility.
Yeah, I think with the puck it's easier to kill the DP. But you need the puck to have higher level, because you need at least I think level 2 in the silence, so you can stop him from casting his Spirit Siphon. Then you have a 1.5 second opportunity to kill him before he casts that spell, you know. When he gets the 2 Siphon on 2 heroes, then good luck killing her.
Yeah, so it looks like his early game is going to be somewhat tougher, right? Like getting these ganks.
Yeah.
You're talking about how he kind of need levels, and maybe by the time that he does get his first gank off, that's when Night Stalker hits nighttime. So his window of opportunity to me is actually quite small in this game.
Depending on
to
rune,
set up
I
these
guess.
ganks.
It depends on rune, if
Yeah.
he gets a good rune. And it depends on how well is the
30
Puck doing
seconds to battle.
against DP. Puck does pretty well against DP. I think in general in the lane, because it's very difficult for DP to harass you because of phase shift. And as long as you keep the DP like at around say 60-70% HP, then there's always a threat of a roll into your wave plus the nuke. I mean your orb plus the nuke plus the silence to get a kill with the Earth Spirit. So as long as you can actually get that going for the Puck, with the
The
Puck always
battle
having the threat to
begins.
kill him, Puck should be able to win that lane. Since the Doom is gonna be greedy, it is Iron Talon.
Do you think that my pro should actually just level up Spirit Siphon instead of his
You
wave
mean
or Crypt
put
Swarm?
it at a higher priority? Max it first.
Yeah.
I,
Because I think if he's gonna die, it's probably gonna be a roll in, and if he has a higher level of Spirit Siphon, he's probably gonna survive that game.
I generally mostly, if I play it, I like to max that spell first.
Okay.
I know some players like to max, because I've seen some players that like to max the Crypt Swarm, especially the Chinese players like Old Chicken. And the European players like to max the Spirit Siphon more. I'm more on the Spirit Siphon side.
Bottom lane looks like the arrow's not going to connect after these guys, but the body blocking coming in from Chemo. They're trying to get the final right clicks, but Night Stalker is very tanky. Not tanky enough. One more right click. The Orb of Venom doing quite a bit of damage. Tim's Ross first blood on the bottom lane, despite missing the arrow. So
that was
good
really
start
good.
here for him.
Everyone did enough damage to just get the kill.
And that's boots for him, so good stuff.
And Cam is already blocked, so I mean this is actually generally mainly blocked for the Doom, because Execration is mainly expecting probably the Doom to be roaming around, and this camp here is very important for a jungle, like a roaming Doom. If you want to
Yeah, because basically this half the map there's nothing for him if that camp's blocked. So.
Mid lane. Here comes Star Spirit. He's setting up for a gank. Yep, DP.
Oh, Salve just popped, so yeah.
Like I mentioned, this lane is very important for like part ones to keep the DP at like 60-70% HP, so all spirit rotations can be deadly. So even though he didn't get the full value of the salve, but my pro they're understanding that Earth Spirit is missing and she has to be at full HP.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Night Stalker can't do anything. He's only level 1, so he might as well go stack. Sven picks up the kill there, so 1-for-1 trade is the result so far. And where is Mr. Tims? He's still on the bottom lane. He has the teleport throw, so he'll TP mid and roll in. It's really hard to find a good angle to go into the mid lane if you just port in.
And you wanna wait for nighttime as well in some cases, so you get a better. You wanna get the better angle because of the fog, and it also depends on whether the enemy has vision. But it seems like he's gonna bring the bench with him. Do they have a smoke? Nope. Oh, he's gonna just pull. And yeah,
Okay.
I actually like this more. Like roaming two heroes is very bad when you actually don't get the gank.
Very risky, right? Yeah.
This is good for them.
Mid lane looks like he's gonna row in. It's gonna hit the row. The Spare Stipend on cooldown. And no follow-up because Nando got chased away. That's gonna force a TP at least. Nando dropping really low, but should be fine. Casca's gonna... No, it's not gonna dodge! The bounce back? Okay, Nando is Maledict 1, he's level 1 Maledict. He pops a Fairy Fire, goes back to right click. He needs to pop his bottle. Looks like he's doing just that. Tims does have a roll, but he's only level 1, which I found extremely surprising, especially after that one kill on the bottom.
So he didn't get enough levels from the lane. He was like roaming a bit, and they didn't communicate that very well though, because Puck actually went back when he rolled in. If they would have done that at the same time, they would have gotten a kill on BP.
Yeah.
So that was not very good. Like that was the right thing. The Puck was like keeping him low.
Ooh, roll not gonna hit. It looks like they both went in there. Here comes a kick, but the Spare Siphon dropping him low. One more right click's gonna do the job. Magic Stick keeps bottling. He's actually baiting so hard. Tim, no more roll. He's gonna have one in 4 seconds. The phase. Oh no, he didn't phase it here. My pro looks like he's gonna die as a result, but the Puck baiting so hard. Now comes a roll out here from Tim. He should be fine.
And
You think Puck?
he phased a little bit too quick actually, because the storm was actually still on top of him, and he actually came out from the spaceship.
I thought he was good. I thought he dodged it.
Yeah, he dodged it, but then he, you know, because you're not invulnerable long enough, because he used it too fast.
See, oh, might be a little bit trouble. Nando now walking left, walking right. He's baiting. He's got. Baiter, man. He's just playing with you.
Living life.
Abba's gonna come in. He's gonna juke into trees. Abba's level 2, 3.
What about our jungle?
I'm surprised.
Our jungle Doom, dude.
Jungle Doom's level
Man,
5.
2
Holy
points
crap,
to
man.
devour this guy. So greedy.
Dude, he.
The Osprey or the Puck when they were baiting so hard on the DP, if he was like anywhere around the vicinity with boots first, he would have actually done something.
Fair enough.
You
I also
don't
think
think that's better? Or you still
Well,
think?
I think it's more okay because I have a Night Stalker that got wrecked in lane.
Uh-huh.
Like he's making up for the farm in the jungle somewhat.
I understand what you mean, but I still think it's
Yeah.
better if he actually helps his lane. I don't know. I just think.
Well, let's see if this gank's gonna work. It's a 2-man smoke up. They don't have Death Ward. It's only actually a level 3 Witch Doctor, so not sure if this gank's gonna work out. They're gonna now rotate to the bottom.
Man, they're not smoking,
And,
or they're walking around in broad daylight. I mean, for Radiant, for Execration, but for whereas for Signature Charge, they're smoking up bottom lane. They have Doom ready.
Yeah. They need to stun first and then Doom probably. Here comes the stun, and Moonlight Shadow's gonna come out. Do they have detection? They have sentries ready, but sentry number 1 gets dropped. R is really far from the lane, so he's fine. Top lane looks like they're gonna transition this Moonlight Shadow into a gank as well. They see Abba in the trees. Here, it looks like the kick, the magic missile, everything dropped on Abba, and that's gonna be yet another easy kill. So far the ganking of Venge and Earthspear really paying off.
Yeah, this is as a result of the Doom jungling. They're not like, if you look at them, they don't have much tempo on trust. They're just waiting for everyone to farm items, and no one is trying to. I mean, they did try to initiate just when Doom had level 6, but wasn't successful at bottom. And Execration turned the Moonlight Shadow against them into the kill on the Night Stalker there.
Yeah, also the Dire support. I think earlier Earthspear smoked during daytime, like you said, just to place a ward, like a sentry ward in the camp, and that's blocking the camp as well. So
Dire's top
I think they
tower
need
is
to.
under attack.
Looks like they're gonna be on position to de-ward it now, but blocking a couple of stacks.
Yep, so this is the first stack for the Sven. Like I mentioned, it's going to be really important if he actually does this stack successfully. He's going to put them,
Puck is checking
he's going
out.
to put them in a pretty decent position despite giving up a lot of kills in the lane. I mean in the first 10 minutes. So the build is Helm in, what was the build again at the hub? Helm into Echo Saber into SNY. Is that the build on Sven? The popular build. I can't remember.
I think Blink might be better than SNY if you're going for this kind of bursty Echo Saber, like I blink in and I hit you twice and kill
I
you.
mean the build that most of the people are doing back then. Because
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Gyrocopter!
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Newbees turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbees turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dragon Knight.
Epicenter Land Finals live here in Moscow. I'm Toby1. I'm joined here by the wonderful Purge, as well as this beautiful Russian crowd.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They have these wristband things. They keep lighting up. I don't know what it means, but it's awesome.
And they do it in sync. It's with the pulse, man. It's with the
Yeah.
pulse. They got the finger on the pulse of Dota here in Russia.
At first I thought it was about clapping or something like that, but I'm really excited to be here. It's going to be a great game. Awesome draft.
Yeah.
I'll see how it goes.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait to get into it. Of course, we get to see Newbee, the undefeated team so far. We're going to see if they are actually able to be defeated. A lot of people said OG, they're, out of all the teams who are attending this event, they're a team with the biggest chance to do it.
And I think this is a good draft to do it. They've got a very good roaming supports. Newbee on their side, they've got very good rotating cores, and that's really what's going to change everything. How well can Newbee use their bounty hunter to go around and create pressure in lanes, and how well can the level 6 cores, Dragon Knight, Gyrocopter, and Quap rotate into lanes and get advantage?
Oh, we got our wonderful chanting crowd behind us. I got to get used to this without us being actually on the speakers influencing them.
I know that. They can't listen to things.
All the puns, everything that gets missed, Purge. The sad times of life.
That's right. At least like half the crowd will hear you screaming if there's an Enigma pick.
That is,
You got that going for you.
that is very, very true until they start screaming even louder. Wow, how are you really going to be doing this against Moon on the top lane? He's actually dissing the lift of it. Speaking of that, Moon picked up right now. The Tango bait has actually worked enough to at least drop Moon down by 2/3 of his life. And then he actually dropped his own shield on the ground just to say the same thing back to you. You want to play mind games with me? I'll play mind games with you.
He's not phased at all. Actually, his regen is ridiculous. He's got 4.7 right now. The Night Stalker buffs, man.
It's like the Nyx is what, the only other one who's better than that?
Yeah, something like that. Axe, I think, is pretty high as well recently. But yeah, OG's got to get control of their lanes a little bit. Then they have to rotate their supports around getting kills, and they've got the great heroes for doing this.
Oh, KP, crit, fly. They're both going to walk into him as KP. He's got Blink available anyway.
Okay.
So it looks like he's not really that phased, but this offlane Queen of Pain, like, it's not something we're on, like, I don't say it's common of late, but it's something which I think we've seen a lot of in the past, at least.
I think maybe he was trying to move down to body block the small camp, perhaps, assuming that the supports would be in the lane. prepped there, but yeah, he runs uphill. No chance of him dying though. And Ring of Protection, he's actually not going to trade super well with the Phoenix here, especially when Earth Spirit eventually gets here. But for now, Quap's going to do her best to get level 2, and Earth Spirit's going to try to go mid.
Want to keep my eyes up on this top lane a little bit more, mainly just because it's a combination where you expect a little bit more damage to come out. Maybe once Hal hits his level 3 and you get those 2 points up in Rocket Barrage, and Sean also has his level 3 with the Fade Bolt, they might be able to find a kill over on Moon. But there's something which OG I kind of like about all their lanes. They're very difficult to kill. You either got Blink Escape, you can have Viper, who will have Corrosive Skin up soon with a huge creep wave coming underneath his own tower, so he's going to get levels. And then you got a Nice Dog who's just like innately tanky on that off lane.
And he completely read that bounty was going to be there. There's a sentry mid, but they haven't seen him yet once, so it's got to be top. So he got some levels there. He backed off, so I haven't seen bounty yet, and no chance, no point in dying now, especially after those taunts, man. He's got to play it safe. And yeah, the amount of regen he's got, he's only used 1 tango in this lane so far.
It's the Dream middle lane, a little bit of a boulder going over towards Moon. It's just harassment more than anything else, as you combine up both points of toxicity. AKA one coming out from the Orb of Venom and the second coming out from Viper. Even then, he's actually multitasking that too.
Yeah,
but this is a Dragon Knight mid. Like, this is what Newbee's been playing all the time, right? Because it just survives any kind of initiation.
Every team plays this mid right now. It's very strong. The earlier draft was actually looking a bit weird since they did leave a lot of strength heroes off, a lot of supports banned. But it's always going to be strong. But except for maybe this game, because OGS Phoenix
top lane, Moon, a little bit of trouble. Chuan still got his lips available, so they're going to pick up Moon, dropping him down. How the Rocket Barrage? Moon, the creep wave soaks up so much of it. He's making a break for the Wild Wings, wants to be denied, but it will not happen. The Gyrocopter reaches him, actually triggering the Black Cannon at the last moment. So he's able just to reach him before he gets to the neutral camp.
It was a very small thing, but Rubik, Chuan there made a super sick play. He actually threw him away from the creeps because he knew that Rocket Barrage damage maximizes there. Normally you throw him as far away as possible from the tower, but that kept him away from the neutrals where he would have denied himself, and it maximized the Rocket Barrage damage. Super sick play from Chuan.
We expect nothing else from him. This is the reason why OG banned the line in the early phase. Bottom lane, KP, he can't blink himself out. Oh no! He got denied it by the neutral!
Oh my god, it was such a sick play too. Crit got silence level 2. They had the damage, but he happened to pull the neutrals over.
Oh!
That's so unfortunate for OG here.
This is the kind of stuff that you got to just put your brain back into play and just don't lose it.
Yeah. Oh, they'll have more chances at kills, but that's going to be a pretty big offset there. Viper on the mid lane's got an Aquila picked up already, so he's got great last hitting power, good harass power as well.
I'm actually wondering like how this lane's meant to progress. Like you have mid lane, where you have the Viper. Do you want to see Notel going in for early utility? You pick up that mech, and then you look to OG to fight a little bit more as a group underneath like a Phoenix timing.
They're going to be doing fairly similar stuff, except Newbee's more of a 5-man draft, OG's more of a 4-man. If Viper gets a mech and he's quite tanky with decent damage, all they have to do is back him up with Sunray. If he gets overcommitted, then they Sunray him, he gets healed, and Phoenix does damage to another core that Viper's fighting. So they're going to be quite strong in the mid game with just their 4, and in the meantime, Miracle will hopefully do 9k MMR things.
Moon. Be careful how long he hangs around. Chuan's going to come down again too, so they can attack him with that level 2 on bounty. That means they have the extra Janata. There's your pickup, throw back again. He has a lot of creeps to work through. Fly kind of still on cooldown for 1 more second. How's it too healthy? But now you see him, he was about to do it again. But it'll be Karka who gets the last hit. And this is now 2 kills going the way of Newbee.
Yeah, they've been getting so much advantage out of the bounty hunter here. I almost wonder if OG should have had a sentry in the offense. If they did, they would have seen it.
Bottom lane, KP initiated. This time there is no creep in range for denial, and the perfect kick timing from Crit allows Miracle to swipe in an attack. So finally that safe laner of OG is able to find himself a kill.
That was a huge kill. Only downside is that Crit needs mana, but he's going to suicide to do this. Buying items. Yep, he's going to suicide now. It's much faster than walking all the way back. Maybe another gank on Moon here?
Moon this time is being a little bit more cautious, and we have him.
He could die here.
He's pretty low, but yeah, he's got an Invis room bottled up. He's fine.
Up an infused raindrop really early here, just so he can breathe fire more often, and Viper can't do that many magic nukes to him. Once he gets Viper Strike, maybe a different story though.
You want a nuke to come? Crit's rotating into that mid lane. As far as vision goes, they don't see it, so there's your run into the Sun Ray. Moon, well, the kick is, well, where is it coming? Karka makes his way in, all 3 get kicked, but Moon's still alive, and finally the dive will come out from Fly, finds the kill, but the pick up from Chuan, grabbing Fly, mid-flight. Notel still wants to retreat out this one too, so it'll end up being a 1-for-1 trade-off. The Phoenix for a DK mid-solo, you'll take that any day if you're OG.
That was incredible how much damage he took, but that's because he got 2 infused raindrop procs. It stopped almost all the nuke from Earth Spirit. And he almost lived, and that's really the story of what Newbee does. They survive their lanes, but they get rotations from Queen of Pain or Gyrocopter, and they're going to get return kills. If they can keep doing this 1-for-1 trade, it's okay for Newbee.
They want to go again on mid. Kaka is hoping that No-Tail's going to come slightly out of position with the Breathe Fire. Then they go for the Dragon Tail Stun. Chuan with a pickup. He's got no mana, however, to let that Fey Fall go with the Viper Strike. Chuan, they're going to have to deny him here underneath the tower, and well, oh yeah, you can't do it. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade-off, but still the Viper dies first.
And one of the few remaining confusing mechanics is that not all poison attacks let you deny, and Vipers certainly don't. So he does get a return kill, at least for him. It's not terrible. They did just kill Dragonite, so a good start. And the infused raindrops did buy him some time there and allow him to kill Chuan. Absolutely worth it.
Now, OG, they're rotating so heavily. I'm almost like, it almost feels like what Newbee was doing during our group stages, where you're just moving everywhere across the map, always adding pressure, no lane feels safe, and that's why, yep, they jumped in on Hound, Sean with a pickup, Crit throwing back, gets a little stun on Fly, so he can't keep the pressure going, but now in comes Moo, the rotation, looking for the trade, Moon into the tree line, now he's gonna tick down, thanks to that Dragon Knight, that ulti. And Crit, no also. Yeah, he's going back. They can't get back past the tower. Moo with a double kill.
That was sick from Dragonite to be set up for that. He anticipated the rotation for being there, so he actually got there in time. Although it was a big mistake from Crit, he accidentally forgot to put a boulder down when he did his rolling, and it ended up with Moon having to go deeper towards the tower, and he got punished because of it.
Mid lane.
They can't make these mistakes.
No-Tail. Can they actually... Well, how? He's not level 6 yet. They can just give Hal a little bit more space and then have cooldown. Potentially, they could then go on No-Tail, but yeah, they can't do it.
The rotations, though, are pretty important. Even if some people are dying,
Speaking of...
Crit's just a little bit off the mark here. Missing his silence there. I don't think he was going to die either way. Well, maybe. Miracle could have mana burn ultied. Yeah, actually, I think that was a kill. Honestly, if he got that silence off, Quap was already missing a lot. All they had to do is like 2 hits, a stun, and a AM ulti, and that was a dead offlane. So they're just missing a couple kills here, and that one wouldn't have been punishable.
Top lane, they're going to try and punish Fly with that observer ward already on the hillside. They perfectly see where Fly is moving, preparing to attack. In from behind, Fly. He does still have Icarus Dive available, and they don't have themselves like a good stun like you have with Rubik Telekinesis. All you've got a Shuriken toss and projectiles like that will not really interrupt the Phoenix.
He can predict this as well because Dragonite's pushing the lane. He's 6, he's going to have his ult in a bit, and clearly the Gyro hasn't been anywhere in a while. They haven't seen him mid. Bounty Hunter could be anywhere, and this is usually the time when players realize, this is very clear. There's obviously going to be heroes at the secret shop. They're not even going to bother scanning. They just know that they're there. And as soon as he leaves, they move right in and say, well, that was obvious. Yeah, rotating around, they sat there forever, and in the meantime, OG's taking mid as fast as possible.
Yeah, and both teams, like, this almost feels like a same kind of objective thing. You push into a tier 1 tower, you establish vision a little bit further behind it. OG put the ward up on top of the hill, watching towards the Radiant secret shop, while OG, they put a ward behind the tower. This kind of helps them out a little bit more, so they know if someone does just slip in behind it, they bring in more support. However, they cannot see Kaka. Crit, he's going to move down. Kaka's actually staying with him. It's going to be a little bit of harass. KP's on the way, and he does have Sonic Wave, but Kaka can't keep him controlled that long.
Well, they did pretty good damage to the mid tower. It's not terrible trade considering you're against a Dragonite, but I think Viper is just going to try to sit here mid and defend this as long as possible. They don't want to lose all of their towers. The offlane one, not a huge deal. But for now, I think OG's happy with how the game's going.
He's being initiated on. Kaka's here. Quick jumps in. Look at the TPs. Newbee are bringing everybody. Moon goes down with the extra sunray. Quad! He's burning inside the sunray. No-Tail will survive a little bit longer. It's a double kill for No-Tail. Hal's cooldown didn't do enough.
He had a 10-stick wand. He could have lived and maybe killed the bounty as well, but he didn't press it in time. And that might have bought him more time for another infused raindrop to go.
Bottom lane, KP going to be initiated on. Moon, he's got the initial silence. They burn off a lot of the mana. KP can't blink out, not when the mana void's there. 7-7 now on the board. I was actually a little bit concerned that OG supports were actually falling behind in levels in the experience game. They were sitting at 4 before these engagements began, and now they just start to skyrocket.
That's the best thing about what they're doing. Even if they're getting kills and dying afterwards, they're always getting experience. So while it's kind of bad that it's not just leading to kills, every time their supports get levels, and they can do this while creating pressure on lanes. So that's what's so cool about Newbee's draft. They can always TP Quap and do a Blink Scream and usually pick somebody up. And these infused raindrops up on the tanky heroes, it always buys them an extra second or two. Minimum.
Newbee's looking to go for the next objective. Normally when they do this, it's like it's straight from one tier 1 tower to another, and then you force the fight. They try and take the better advantage in the fight. But you notice also the build coming up. Oh, how? Okay, they trigger dust. You can say goodbye to that Gyrocopter. Cooldown or no cooldown. there's no support there to really help him out. In fact, now Miracle, with that early Vanguard on him, is very willing to dive underneath the tier 1 towers. KP's hanging a raid, got Sonic Wave, you get him 4 heroes right now, but there's no real follow-up. Fly's the only one, but he's also got Nova. Chuan, he's gonna steal Blink Kaka. Now the Nova is gonna be triggered. Move, they focus down the Nova, so Fly down very quickly, but the kick catches out both KP as well as Move, allowing Miracle to turn around, but then the Dragon Tail stubs there. Sonic Wave is still available, so Newbee still have high amounts of damage. Damn Chuan, he's got so many levels also. He's just removing all the damage. They track on Notal. They want the kill. Kaka has to back out. He doesn't have a lot of life. Now Viper Strike stolen by Chuan. He won't have the mana for Miracle. Can hit him again. Or I can just blow him up with the Mana Void. Moon tries to send his ground. Magpie makes it very difficult. There's your Sonic Wave spilling out from KP. He waited so long and will pause the game. As there is a small moment here from Newbee where things aren't right. Moo is about to go down. Miracle and Moon will guarantee that. And KP is also not in a great position either. No blink available for 12 seconds. Notal should have that one in the bag.
It might have been a problem with Rubik there. I think he paused because he stole Viper Strike, but I didn't see it fly out. I mean, he got bursted pretty rapidly.
Yep.
Maybe it was something like that, but he should be able to throw the Viper Strike out instantly, and they're going to get 2 kills out of this. So
yep.
That could have been an extra kill on OG. I wouldn't be surprised. I've had similar issues, and if Chuan uses Legacy or something like that, those Rubik bugs, they do pop up sometimes.
Chuan is old school enough that he may actually use that. Now it's Newbee who are in a rough position, the roughest they've been. Well, maybe not this entire tournament, but still, it's 2k worth of net worth behind and 2.5k worth of experience. OG looking solid, and that mech from Notal's arriving up shortly. So with Vanguard on the anti-mage, Miracle fighting earlier on, a mech completed as well, OG's got so much sustain.
Yeah, he's going to farm as fast as a Battle Fairy normally does, just because he's going to be in fights and it's going to go well. This is the build that he did when he hit 9k MMR. That's why this is so awesome. Vanguard into Vlad's, he's got ridiculous HP. He doesn't have to get as many stat levels either, because now he's got all this extra HP and damage by being able to grab mana break levels. So it's kind of a cool build, and it'll amplify all of his team's damage. It's going to give them all an extra 4 armor plus more mana. So much better for battling early as anti-mage.
Oh, if they can battle toe-to-toe with Newbee, but Newbee, we still have to remember when they run this strat with the DK, they're always looking to bring down the buildings, they're always looking to bring down the tier 1 towers, and right now they still haven't lost a single tier 1, but OG, if they can find themselves a pick and then push through, they look like they're going for the mid lane.
Well, they smoked under a ward is the problem. They smoked next to their sentry. Kind of a little bit of a weak place to send. They weren't going to find much there, but they didn't get the prediction. That means Newbee knows where they're at. They did also use a scan in their jungle, anticipating Newbee is pressuring their tier 1, which is what was happening. So tier 1's going to go down, but they get a mid tower, and they're going to keep pushing mid. What was that sound? I missed it.
It's the Russian commentators trying to get on the PA system. They're having a couple of problems at the moment.
Oh, okay.
That's why the crowd is doing what they're doing, and why we seem a little unsettled. Tier 2 tower now being pressured in the mid lane. The tracks are being prepped on both Miracle as well as Notal. A refresh over on Miracle. Chuan, what can he steal? Of course, is Viper Strike every single time.
It's pretty good. It's about 300 damage. It's mostly good for the slow, though. 40% slow for 5 seconds. It's about a level 4 nuke.
Moo. He really wants to come forward. With the armor up is good, but without the dragon form, it's not really the fight that Newbee want to take. They rely more on how to do something. He turns on the flank cannon, so at least they can clean up the creep wave. And OG can't pressure this any more forward.
Yeah, they've got to get out. I mean, OG has really good heroes for dealing with armlet. Almost all their heroes don't do physical. It's basically just anti-mage, really. So Viper's doing almost all magic damage with some physical components. Same thing with Earth Spirit and Phoenix, pure damage and magic. They have good solutions to DK, so Newbee has to take these fights perfectly, otherwise they're going to get crushed.
Oh, OG. Oh, they're just staring down Hal. Like, you fly the kick out, but Hal's too far away. And this is the last tier 1 tower now that OG has standing. Of course, they do have the big advantage, the fact they were able to bring down the tier 1 tower in the mid and do significant damage to the tier 2 tower. But it's like, can you even get more with this? Like, your lineup is going to get more eventually.
Well, you mean, right?
Yeah, I mean, OG is going to get more.
Like, Newbee's lineup was great for defending the laning stage, and they're good for doing tower pushes because they have Dragon Knight to take towers and Gyro to sit behind him. But the damage types of OG are just so much better right now. It's so scary for Newbee to fight. It only goes well if they get a great call down and a great quap ult. That's the only way. Their team fight's not as good, and OG has the better damage matchups.
Is that when you look to not team fight? You look to actually like predict the OG move and catch out two heroes when they're out of position?
Oh, they're not really splitting up that much though. I mean, Miracle's still gonna farm relatively fast, not as good as with Battle Fury, obviously.
Chris probably gonna be the best opportunity right now. Chuan, okay, he does not. He puts down the Observer Ward and then blinks away instantly. Crit puts down his own Observer Ward, but there's a lot of movement on the way. Kaka is in the neighborhood. Chuan, there's your pickup. They turn on the Sun Ray. Ao is here, and let's the Rocket Barrage go. Chuan is just burning. Crit's so low, but he's still surviving through all of this. He can boulder in a moment, but no, in comes Moo. Look for these track kills, however. Newbee won the advantage, but they're not gonna find it. Miracle to the front lines. Moo didn't die, and Fly got the Nova off. Now the Shuriken Toss can finally get something back, but Moo, he's gotta get it out of the sun. Fly gets himself a double kill. They're looking for more, and with a dust trigger, they're gonna find it. Kaka, Shuriken Toss will not save you. A triple kill with the Phoenix.
Dude, OG is completely doing this. Their draft is so good for what Newbee is picking, and they're able to gank so well in their early games that even with Newbee's rotations, they were still getting even trades, and those even trades push their two amazing supports and a great team fight, which is where Bounty definitely struggles. He got some great Shurikens off there, but it's not the same as two Sun Rays and a Supernova. It's just not even close, and now Fly's got a Midas, so they're just accelerating past where Newbee is going to be.
This is the dream right now for OG. A great start against a team which was undefeated. 29 games, I think we're up to.
Yeah,
straight for Newbee.
That's the problem though. When you go undefeated in the group stage and every team fears you, that's the only person that you study. Or it's the person you spend 80% of your time on. I guarantee that every top team here says, we got to figure out how to beat Newbee because we're going to have to play him eventually. And they have put thought into this. It's very clear by their drafting. They bait Newbee into the bounty pick and they go even early game, and now they're going to try to go late game. They've got the heroes for it. Anti-Mage, one of the best late games.
Yeah, that he is. The Russian crowd's now going to go nuts because finally the Russian commentators are over on the BA system. Kaka's keeping as much information as he possibly can on the rest of OG, moving through that Radiant jungle. Keep tabs on everything he possibly can. This allows KP to come a little bit further forward, but then again, KP may be a little bit too far forward. This boulder comes out from Crit, but it's a little bit too short, so KP blinks into the trees. The Sun Ray will be there, but they can't get Disable to stop the TP out in time.
Yeah, he's easily gone there. Only thing that could have stopped is maybe AM. Bounty's doing a great job. He's 2-1-8, scouting out some heroes and things like that, but Newbee's on the back foot. They're a little unsure what to do. They do smoke two heroes, though.
Yeah, they're coming towards the mid. It's the information they got from Kaka. They know that No-Tail is fairly much alone because Kaka, he's in between the tree line, so they just have to get close enough to slow him down. He's now back behind the T1 and move. This is very aggressive. With the back of the haste turret, he jumps in, flies already to the front lines, down a little bit lower, but move. You're in too deep. The Sun Ray will burn and he will actually die. Now Crit jumps in further. They still got that Sun Ray burning on Chuan, who throws away the Earth Spirit. It's a good call down, which may stop the aggression from OG, but it's not stopping Miracle, who really is the embodiment of aggression right now for OG.
Fly had a Supernova there. There was a call down that would have killed him with the second missile, so completely standard that he did that, and they win a great fight. I mean, Newbee is clearly feeling pressured. They're doing aggressive things that aren't quite paying off. Said, we've got to kill this guy now. This is our opportunity, but by the time they got in, all of their heroes were there. All of OG was there to back them up. Sunray on Viper. They can't kill this guy. It's actually almost impossible at this stage.
It's unbelievable. Like, Newbee right now are the ones who don't have an answer to a game. And then they dust, they have the prediction dust on Moon. The kick will come and Kaka's going to go down.
He does buy out before he goes down at least, but track isn't paying off. It hasn't been paying off for a while.
Maybe that's what we have to start thinking about for Newbee as well. The risk that OG has and the chance that Newbee has to come back. Track has brought many teams back from the brink. KP, however, this kind of stuff doesn't help. 2 seconds until he can blink, but 2 seconds is too long. But what if Newbee can defend from high ground? What if you have all these tracks?
I mean, can they defend high ground is the problem. Like, Viper is probably going Scotty here, maybe Ags. Can they stop him from just hitting buildings? They have some counter push, like Rubik, maybe Flat Cannon, Call Down, Breathe Fire, but that's about it. It's not the best counter push from Newbee. They're really about mobility and team fighting, but their heroes won't scale as well.
OG are going to keep the pressure up. Don't give Newbee space to actually get back. There's still multiple tracks on the heroes and bot. And Chuan, oh, he really wants to find one. He picked up No-Tail, dragged him back, but Where's the follow-up? Taka walks underneath the sentry ward. Now they just as well. Fresh sentry down too. Taka tries to retreat back out, and they turn on the magnetite. And Taka, he's going to fall pretty quickly. Moo's still in Dragon Form, feeling confident to fight, but then he gets hit by the Fiber Strike, and that confidence will just fade, just like his HP. The DK's down. Miracle goes further. He just wants more blood, and he's looking for Chuan, but Chuan again still in blink, away to safety. But you're losing heroes left, right, and center, and now OG, they're really going to start claiming more and more map control, and we're only 20 minutes in.
Yeah, Newbee's damage is just not very good here versus things that are magic resistant, and OG picked the two heroes that do that, Viper and AM, and he's gone this super tanky build, and now Newbee's just, again, not getting killed. As long as Viper is far in the front and the supports are in the back, they can cover their cores, and this is exactly how OG's been playing all week. Tanky cores, supports to back them up. It doesn't have to be IO Dazzle. Phoenix works great, if not better. So they're making it work, and they're keeping their cores alive, and they're punishing Newbee when they think that their opponents are out of position.
One of the biggest things I remember hearing, and like there's been a lot of talk also over on forums, over on Reddit, about like who is the team that can actually bring down Newbee, and OG was the one which was flagged probably higher than most, primarily because they've just been looking a lot better. They look like they've got that same purpose they had back at the Frankfurt Major, and they're bringing it into this game. Everything just works, and they're prepared against their opponent. Of course, they did have a lot of games to look back over and check and see, hey, how is Newbee playing this? Study him properly.
I think they're also the team with some of the most discipline in the game, easily. They have these strats that pretty much revolve on not messing up what you're doing. 5-man pushing, fight for extended periods of time, don't have positioning errors that lead to free kills. And they execute this very, very well compared to a lot of teams. I think it seems clear that they've at least outpicked Newbee, or at least forced them into the strategy they wanted to play. But they're also outplaying it as well. And you can see the cracks. Newbee's making mistakes. They're the ones that keep dying. And now Dragon Knight's not going to scale as well as even the hero like Viper.
And life's just even harder too. The Aghanim Scepter's over on Moon, so now vision advantage also goes the way of OG with a fresh gem. Kaka, he's going to be in trouble. There's Eurycurus dive forward, lets him have to vision up on the high ground, and goodbye Kaka.
And that's basically what Night Stalker does now. All of that advantage that Bounty has, it's gone. If he ever gets close to where Night Stalker is, instant kill, because they're going to see him and they're going to chase him down easily. So Bounty's screwed now. He can't put wards aggressively because they're going to see it high ground. Doesn't matter where it is, unless he puts it in a really untraveled place. He's not going to be able to get vision. He can get tracks off, but until he gets something like a Blink Dagger, this is just always a threat.
Moon's dead.
They might get moved.
Yep, through the smoke maneuver. Moon doesn't have any idea anyway. It's the Aghanim's upgrade of Moon that just sees all, and then Moon, the kick will be there. Miracle jumps in, and right now, how do you kill off the dragons? I think the secret's going to be there. You can toggle all you want though. You've still got 3 heroes around you, with an extra halves for Miracle's Mana Star, which is also completed.
They're doing it, man. The only way that this anti-mage build isn't good is that he doesn't have nearly as much mana as he would with the Battle Fury.
Oh, Chuan. Okay, he can still blink. He's still got that anti-mage blink inside of him.
Good steal. Let's see, is Viper finished here? Is it? Oh, it is gonna be Axe. Okay, cool. This build is definitely out of favor, but it lowers your ulti cooldown down to 12 seconds, which means that you can cast it a lot more. And longer range also. Very, very good spell against Dragon Knight, really. And Gyrocopter as well goes through BKB. So now Gyro has to get BKB to stop all the magic damage, and they can still permanently lock him down 5 seconds out of 12. This guy's gonna be slowed by up to 80% once he hits 16 on Viper. Great item for keeping them immobile and forcing kills on Dragon Knight and the Gyro. I just don't see
KP. Goodbye. He thought he had space to farm. This is actually the funny thing too, like when Newbee have been in this position before, they just try and create space. Normally this space is created by the support heroes. They go around, like you have heroes like Lime with this magical burst damage and Finger of Death, and you're able to get these quick picks that then buy just a little bit of space for Newbee to be efficient on their 2 cores of both Hao as well as Mu. But that just hasn't happened, and even when Hao and Mu actually combine themselves together, they're still not the all-powerful force we've seen previously.
I mean, we see them moving around the map, they still got that going for them, but every time it happens, it's basically OG casting spells on them and they have to get out or they die.
Yep.
And that's because they're so far behind, and because OG is 5-manning a lot, so the supports can't move across the map and do what they normally do. And in the meantime, the cores stand in positions that force the Newbee cores to not be able to take tactical advantages.
OG's coming for their first Roshan.
Oh, I love what Fly did here. He's going on the high ground. He can still pipe the people in the pit, and he has the easiest egg ever. If they're not able to track Fly right now, for example, like if they track Fly right now while he's lower ground, and then he tries to egg on the high ground, they might see where he goes. Yeah. But now that all of a sudden they're gonna be like, am I taking burning damage? They won't be able to tell.
Newbee, you're coming. The downside of this OG lineup, they don't have a lot of damage. So Roshan is not healthy, but Crit, he's going to break the smoke. He's over on the hillside. He'll boulder himself away. Sean wants to jump. He gets instantly kicked as well. They'll jump up. Crit gets the magnetized off. The rest of OG will move too, but How's in a good position from behind. They need to get rid of that Nova Egg. Moo and Hal trying to combine to get rid of it, and they've actually managed to do it. Fly will go down, but you still sacrifice your DK, but you've taken two. This is the best fight the Newbee has had, and it's still a disaster. Hal can't even TP out. The Void will cancel that one. And they'll go back to what they started here, OG, trying to take out that Roshan.
That was great positioning by Crit. I think I would have liked him rolling southeast instead of west and using a boulder as well, because he kind of forced his team to do this like overreach team fight, which led to both supports dying pretty fast. If he could have gone down, at least then OG could have held the Roche area, and perhaps it still was a great fight for OG. They still get Roche, it's worth it. Kind of a weak nitpick anyways. Still a big win for OG here.
Yep. They hold their advantage and they can keep pressuring. They do not give Newbee breathing room. Like, they've hit over 10k XP. Kaka is now resolved. Like, he's at least finished up the mech. But he's inside the Radiant jungle trying to farm this up. But Moon is here. He's got the Gem of Truth. Like, Kaka might thought he might be okay because it's the daytime. And Kaka actually just stops moving.
He didn't even have a TP there.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, it's very unfortunate that he happened to walk into Night Stalker, the one guy with the gem, but he needed to not get caught like that. He basically just traded his life for a little bit of information and a creep, which is almost worth it there. I mean, at least Gyro did kill the Phoenix in the last fight. It wasn't completely wasted.
Yep. He actually got, he must have got some decent money from that too, because now he's finished up the SMY 26 minutes in.
Yeah, if you're alive for 2 of the kills in the fight, it's pretty solid. But as his BKB gets lower and lower, it's getting harder and harder.
He's only burned the 10-second BKB for now, but you know OG are going to force him into more fights to use it. But having both BKBs over on the Gyro as well as Moo, is that enough strength then that Newbee can at least head-to-head fight against OG?
Well, the BKB definitely helps a lot. It's pretty good, honestly. It'll be a decent solution, but the problem here is if you can't press your BKB, you're screwed, and OG's about to get the best counter to that. The Blink Abyssal Anti-Mage. Like, he's gonna get initiated on, he's gonna get Abyssaled, and they're gonna stun right on top of that. There's a really high chance that he gets bursted down before he activates BKB, as long as OG gets to fight this, or start the fight. And they've got the perfect hero for it, Night Stalker.
Yep. They see everything. They always take a fight with the best advantage. Newbee preparing themselves to defend their tier 2 tower now. As Miracle is bearing down it. I say preparing. They're abandoning. Like, there is no reason to hold the front position. They have to wait until they fight inside their base. It's almost when we have to start looking at buybacks, who's really got him. At this point, it's only the DK, and even then, maybe he actually can't save up his money. He actually buys his full BKB. They need to be ready to fight OG right here, right now.
Yeah, they have to be ready right now. So OG takes the tower. They're prepping for high ground. At least Hao gets mid, but... Alright, they're going to play it a little safe, I guess. A little bit of dewarding. They didn't necessarily have to go high ground. I mean, they're winning all their fights. They have tons of better ganking options than their opponents.
Yep.
Perhaps just safer as a whole.
You just wait for the fights, wait for the kill.
Yeah.
And just get some good warding up, because right now Newbee, like they're trying to re-establish vision control, and they just don't have it. And it's gonna, like that one ward that they did put near the top, like the mid-river, it's gonna go down as we hit nighttime in a couple of seconds. So Moon will just clean this map up, and Newbee will have to start fighting blind. And Kaka, well, you're in this position before, man. You just hit nighttime, and Moon is on the hunt.
Well, most important thing is he just scouts out cores and stuff. Oh, he's gonna show.
Yeah, he shows. Attempts to TP out, not gonna be successful.
He's so far behind that they don't even need to interrupt his TP. They just kill him right away.
Yep.
That was so much damage. All right, there's the smoke. They get everybody but No-Tail. Nicely done there, since he was tracked. And No-Tail going for a stat build. Probably gonna be a Scotty here. Tons of utility, tons of HP, decent damage, maybe a little bit weak, but that's basically what his team needs. Miracle can do the damage. He just needs to stay alive, and they're gonna break smoke on KP.
KP blinks down the tree line. Moon will still see him. Void will cancel the TP out. They actually instantly use the Abyssal as well. So there's no KP. The bounty has managed to respawn because he's a level 8 bounty hunter 28 minutes into this game. Kaka has had like the worst time ever
Well, he had great KD at the start. Now he's basically sacrificing his life to predict where OG's moving.
Yep.
And at some point you have to do that because it's better for him to die than it is for the rest of his team to die.
Because he's not worth as much.
That as well. And yeah, the cores have to keep scaling. If Bounty keeps scaling, it's not that big of a deal. Bounty's not going to be a solution against Viper, but maybe, just maybe, if they can find some support kills using heroes like Queen of Pain or Bounty, then they could hypothetically delay the game, maybe take a good fight, get back into it.
Moon. He sees Kaka. He also sees Moo over on the side. His Viper was too far away.
Yeah, if his team was there, he definitely would have tried to force BKB on Dragon and gone high ground.
Defense time's going to come in a moment. Howls actually doesn't have TP back yet. It's 7 seconds until he can return to home. Luckily, the fortification will buy a little bit of time, so Hal gets as much farm as he can from this safe lane. He's now up to 3.1k gold.
This ward's actually paying off on the left side. All right, they'll get it right now, I think.
That's the first TP back. Chris, the first one to come home.
All right, so they stopped the split push. I think they went back basically because Dragon Knight ulti got used. DK ulti gets popped, they back off, they defend the split push the lanes, and then they're gonna go back again. They have a 50-second window, 55-second window. Yeah, 55 seconds that they can go for when Dragon Knight ults down. They scan it, they see that they're leaving the base, and this is when they're gonna turn things around. They're in great position to catch Bounty, but Viper went to the low ground, so now they know the OG's sitting in the jungle.
Yeah, and Newbee instantly moved back home. Defend from base. You know there is no more Aegis the Immortal up. It just got reclaimed as well. So Newbee back inside the base. Notice too what Hal's building for. He's picked up that Eagle song, so looks like he's going to try and get the Butterfly up and running.
It's good.
But Miracle's farming so quickly, he can just buy an MKB.
Eventually, yeah. I mean, he's not farming as fast as he normally does. He doesn't have Battle Fury, but with a couple kills or a couple teamfight wins, yeah, he will get that MKB very rapidly. And it's not even bad because he doesn't have that extra item slot where he has Battle Fury. Like, in an item or two, his build is going to look completely normal for an AM, relatively, except for the Battle Fury missing. Level 17 on him, and here comes the creep wave. They're ready to go.
Yep. Time to go high ground. Also time for Kaka to get as many tracks up as possible, make every single kill worth it. At this point, the only one he can keep on retracking is No Tail. As Moo has to take the front lines too. At least he's got Dragon Blood to repair a lot of the damage that's done, but it's No Tail, Aghanim Scepter, Viper Strike. Like, yeah. It's just gonna keep coming and coming and coming.
I love this Dragon Knight Rubik combo. Both of them reduce damage. 35 hero damage reduction from Fade Bolt, and Breathe Fire does 35%, so Viper actually does no right-click damage. It's actually a quite good counter, and nukes the creep wave, and then him sieging the buildings does very little also. But they're gonna try to go high ground here.
Yep. No Tail, still gonna get hit by the rocket, even though we try to get rid of it. And actually in the back lines they smoke up. So Kaka and Chorn are currently smoked and allows Chorn to blink forward. They pick up No Tail with a sonic wave! It flew out the wrong way! No Tail almost surviving through all of this. You've still got House BKB going to work. They're now focusing over on Blind Nova, and they get it in time. Miracle locked down, controlled. He's he's down! They brought down 3! OG try and take the high ground. They haven't got the tier 3 tower. They've lost multiple heroes. Track involved as well, and now Crit as well. Kaka, give him the time to get the track off. He threw it out. I don't know if it hit it in time, but either way, 4 heroes down from OG, and Newbee will now claim a second win.
That was a 5.7k gold swing plus another 1,000 for the Earth Spirit dying. What a ridiculous fight from Newbee. It all basically came down to the Sunray being used on the creep wave before. If they had that, he could have possibly kept Viper alive, but it was on cooldown. So he wasn't, all he had was mech. When you lose all that HP on Viper, you need a percentage-based heal or something like that, and they just didn't have that.
The crazy thing is that also happened without Sonic Wave hitting a single hero.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't even know if the pipe went off on Viper either, but they threw him out of position that they were able to focus him entirely, and because they killed him, and he was dying, he had a supernova to try to save him, and then when Viper died, and then the supernova dies. It was like worst case scenario for OG there, and it all came down to the Sunray being misused.
I've now got this, like, what you're talking about before, with, like, the whole, like, you slow down the damage by having Breathe Fire as well as Fade Bolt. You've now got to pull the Butterfly over on the Gyrocopter. So now you got to add evasion to it. It was looking good for OG. If they took that mid-range and have a large injection of money, and Monkey King Bar wouldn't be a hard thing to do. Now, maybe the Animage can do it with a little bit of space, a little bit of time to farm up, but this Viper, he doesn't really have the same option.
Yeah, and the anti-mage items aren't going to fall into his lap like they normally do with a Battle Fury, so he's got to get that item basically. I mean, they blew up the first hero right away, I believe. Looks like Rubik was the first to die, but right after they got Viper, and that is not going to be a good trade. And
it was a Chorn initiation. Like, he had to take it for the team, right? Like, you jump in, you throw your combo, and you just get the hell out. He can buy back if required.
And that's the other problem on Anti-Mage with this build, is that your damage actually isn't very good. You're hitting for 147 plus 30. He's got a DD now, that so it looks good. But if you're not bashing, then AM's damage is quite weak. So if they BKB, or if your Manta's not up, your damage isn't there. You get most of your damage from the mana drain and the ult, and that only works on one character. So they have a very limited window, because those two heroes are going to BKB, which means the Mana Void doesn't even do AoE damage like it normally does. So this build isn't as good when it comes to right-click damage or split push.
You had other problems as well. Like, you kept that bounty hunter down for so long. Now he's level 11. Now track actually means more, but he also finished off a Solar Crest to go along with that mech. OG are going to have a hard time maintaining control of these fights, especially also as Hal now, you could be looking to have a second life over on him. This is now Roshan going the way of Newbee, and OG will not arrive there in time. Smoke movement speed bonus or not, Newbee are out.
All right, they're going to go back to the base, I guess.
Yep.
Some more, maybe try to take some fights. I mean, AM doesn't have any new items here. Actually, something coming on Courier. What do we got? The No-Tail Scotty is finished. So he's got that, an extra, that's like 600 HP, couple armor points. It's pretty good to have. They gotta have the Sunray on the back of it. And Pipe of Insight will also help a lot from Phoenix. Shiva's Guard will make a huge difference, actually. He's getting kind of close. He did get a Midas super early. So if we're talking about like ultra late game scenarios, and that's definitely looking where this game's gonna go now, because OG didn't get that Rax. It's still looking good for OG. That's the best thing about teamfight heroes. They're always going to scale going into the late game, almost always. Even somebody like a Tidehunter, for example, if you get the jump. Versus Newbee, they've got Rubik, who's pretty much always going to be good. Quap's going to be okay, but her farm is nowhere near where OG's cores are. And right now, she's basically all invested on not dying. You'll Scepter Drum. So I feel like OG is going to scale better, but
it's still going to be difficult to end the game. But the also the drum, not dying, but with an Aghanim Scepter to clean the wave out. Flag Cannon called down. It's like, it's not even just like making the damage lower for OG, it's the fact they can't even keep a creep wave on the high ground. The counter push is actually not as feeble as I thought it was for Newbee. And now they group up as 5. They're coming for the tier 2 tower. They got Aegis the Immortal. They want OG to fight into them. They're feeling confident.
I think the only way that the OG can go high ground with one creep wave is they have to pipe the creep wave, and then they have to go high ground. But then you don't have pipe for the fight. They'll wait for pipe to go away, then they'll go in. So it's kind of a big loss there. But they need creeps to tank. The Viper isn't the best tank here. He kind of works, but his damage doesn't compensate for his tankiness. So it just takes too long.
How far could Newbee go with this? Right now, there's no defense from OG. They take out the tier 2 tower. They're ready to actually come into the OG base. We're actually at a swing point where 36 minutes in, Newbee put 1 foot into the base of OG, and it's Hal. Well, not literally, he's flying obviously, but Hal, they need to get him away from this. 4 stops are available.
Ooh, they tracked the bounty, that's pretty good. That was a huge Aether Lens coming out of Moon.
You gotta come back home though. Miracle. He's doing miracle things. He took out the tier 3 tower back in the mid lane. So Chuan's the man on the defense. He can't really do much against AM Illusions, however. That's the reason why he has Hal, but you still took out a tier 2 tower on the top lane. You did a little bit of damage to a tier 3 tower. 10 minutes ago, I didn't think Newbee would have had that in him.
Yeah, but that's what Aegis gives you. It's harder for your opponents to take the fight, and Miracle luckily was split pushing in the meantime, so with that he was able to force them back, and no fight is forced, and they're going to keep this going for a couple more minutes until the Aegis goes away, and then they'll take another fight on OG's side. Again, they're scaling very well, their items are transitioning, and Anti-Mage is now very close to MKB. Once he gets that, he's going to shred these guys if they don't have their BKBs on.
That's true, but at the same time, now you're also dealing with more armor. Moose finished up his Assault Cuirass. If KP can get that Sonic Wave, be a lot more liberal with it as well. Chuan with a 4-star. We've seen how Newbee have used 4-stars beautifully. Normally they've actually had multiple 4-stars, giving crazy positions when they combine it up with heroes like Batrider. And that's something which, like, this Newbee draft is lacking a little bit too. Like, they don't have that jump in control initiator like you get from the Batrider, like you have from something like a Beastmaster, like the most popular hero at this LAN event so far. That just doesn't exist, so instead Newbee almost want OG to come to them and have those moments like they had in the mid lane fight before.
Yeah, they definitely want an ideal fight, that's for sure, but it is hard for them to do it. Maybe a mobility item in Dragonite will change that, because at least then they could initiate with a stun on one hero, pop their BKBs, and then force OG to react. But OG, again, is good at reacting. They've got Sunray. Shiva's is done for Phoenix as well, so a lot of attack speed, so that's easily going to offset the AC that they just picked up. Oh, is that a missile reflect? Oh, hell yes.
Yep.
Watch out, Newbie.
They also
fight starts.
They also dispelled the track.
Yeah. They actually can't kill the missile. Oh. This is how you counter Newbee's lineup.
Luckily, they got a whole bunch of heroes who can attack it and destroy it.
Yeah, that's
and now Newbee will smoke. They're out of vision. The line's drawn to actually loop around. So Newbee, like that was actually Kaka who was drawing the line to go around, but Notail's just standing here and moves, gets the thunder over on Brick, and then bring it down, running away from KP. He can say goodbye to Earth Spirit. They want more for Quan. He has Notail's ultimate. They'll load it all up. This is going to reflect the rocket in a moment, but Notail is inside the Sun Ray. It's not enough. Moo will find the kill. There's no Earth Spirit. The buyback is there from the Viper. I want to keep my eyes up on this top lane, however, because there's a decent creep wave there, and How is coming home. They are not going to force the issue. Aegis Immortal times out in 10 seconds time, so this looks like the right decision.
Viper kind of just died fast there. I was quite surprised about it, but Dragon Knight's hitting very hard. They had a lot of heroes right-clicking him, and he goes down. It's mostly likely the Solar Crest. They actually have tons of minus armor right now. Solar Crest is 10, AC is 5. That's 15 of Viper's 22 armor. That's a squishy hero. It doesn't matter how much HP you have. And he's going Butterfly next, which I sort of agree with.
Yep.
But maybe he should have gone AC instead, honestly.
Hal's got enough money to buy a straight MKB now, and he was already looking for a good item choice. He saw the Talisman of Evasion in the previous fight.
Yeah, so he's going to have that right away. He's set for it. They need a medallion ASAP on OG. That's what they have to have. And I think you put it on the Phoenix. He's sitting behind anyways. A medallion alone, it's like a, what, 1,200 gold? And that offsets 7 of all that armor. It's very low cost. They need to make sure that the Viper stays alive. Evasion is part of that, but he definitely needs a lot of armor. Once they get that, Viper is going to become difficult to kill again. Maybe not invincible, considering how much Newbee's been able to farm, but it's definitely going to get them a lot closer to where they need to be.
Oh, there's Hal. So he does have the MKB up. Viper will buy a Solar Crest of his own. So
okay.
That's the choice for the Viper.
I like this. It's a instant solution. It gives you both of the things that I just talked about, evasion and armor.
Yep.
And you can use it offensively if nobody else is around and you're not being focused. It's kind of the perfect situation. I love this pickup, actually, the more I think about it. Because it doesn't matter who gets initiated on. It can be Viper or it can be somebody else. His gold here, this 3,000 gold, is always going to be useful.
Smoke maneuver right now from OG. They're grouping up behind Miracle.
Will they kill the ward, though? They will cut it eventually.
Yeah, they do.
You may notice. They do. They immediately.
Yeah, you can't do that. If you're going to run this kind of stuff, like secret kind of business, you cannot leave it like it's almost like a crumb trail.
Yeah, but the smoke's about to end anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't think they care that much about it.
Newbee was already feeling that it was off. Like, that was just more like confirmation than anything else.
They know they're there. They see Chuan, they see Dragon Knight. Can definitely expect the rest of them are there.
Alright, so Newbee, hold inside the base. All the creep waves are around at the moment, so the only real farm happening on the map is Miracle. And there's those range items you're talking about, and they come at both the same time. Moo and Chuan, the DK as well as the Rubik, both buying pressure blink daggers.
That's when things get really scary, because now Chuan can take whatever spell he wants.
Coming out. They're out of range of any kind of vision. Mood triggers ulti form. They go on Miracle. Remember, Miracle was the bait. If they can get that kill, Lotus Ultra protected. Miracle's down. They find the kill. Mood will follow out. They've lost their vision bench. They've lost their gem as well. The buybacks are available for both heroes. But now Newbee are making a beeline straight for the mid lane. Their tier 2 tower. This not going to survive long, and thanks to that one melee creep for survive the fight, they're going to be able to push without the backdoor regeneration of OG.
Buys him an extra 30 seconds or so. I kind of like what OG was doing there. They had mobile heroes that could catch up, but not Viper. Like Viper, I don't even know if he got the Solar Crest off there. And they needed to keep AM alive, but he just gets focused down. And to be honest, he should have more spell shield levels at this point. There's a lot of magic nukes coming out of Newbee. Scream of Pain, Dagger, Rocket Barrage, Dragon Knight Breathe Fire, all these guys do nukes. Surely a point or two more of spell shield would be worth it.
This is so smart from Newbee. They managed to get one buyback, and you can actually see move for a moment. He flinched himself like he wanted to come back to attack the tier 3 tower. Maybe they could force out the second buyback, but no, they don't count their chickens before they hatch. They go back to the side lanes. There's tons of farms to be had, and there's also new item progressions to kick into. Hal's got himself another 3.9k gold. Moo, and we actually got anything on the courier for him. Right now he's got 1.6k. You can just start building into bigger and better items on this Newbee lineup. Re-establish map control, plus Roshan could have spawned up. They had to keep this in the back of their minds.
I think it's pretty soon Moo goes for a MKB of his own, and it'll be a great item because it's definitely time for a damage item on Dragon Knight here. It'll allow him to deal with the evasion from Night Stalker, I'm sorry, from Viper.
Yep.
And it also protects against the eventual potential Butterfly and Anti-Mage. I don't even know if Anti-Mage buys Butterfly this game. Oh, he blinked forward.
Oh, the danger with the jump there. No Tail's in trouble. The Viper is going to go down. The health is in from Miracle. He'll stun over on Hell. This BKB will wear off. Now we're going to Void. So much spell damage on Newbee when the BKBs are all gone. Moo can't get rid of Flight Nova, so he'll go down as well. 2 heroes on the sideline. They didn't spend all their money, so there's still 5-back available here for the Newbee cause.
Dude, Newbee had such a good spot there. Oh, we killed Viper for free again. But then OG had a great Supernova, and most importantly, the Anti-Mage.
That mana void.
Like, Gyro has a really high int gain, actually. He's got a huge int. If you drain that mana, that ult does tons of AoE damage.
Alright, they're going to buy back on the Gyrocopter. He's the one with the most amount of money. They can keep it in the bank for the DK if possible. I don't know if this is really essential. You still got Sonic Wave and you still got Fade Bolt. You potentially could have held this without actually having to worry about the Gyro, but they may be more worried about Roshan.
I don't even know if he cares. He's so rich. Like, the fact that Newbee have been able to hold this game from being at that position is just mind-blowing. They've been playing so ridiculously well. Finally, OG does get a good fight in their favor, but my god, they actually have more discipline than OG has. Like, but it's clear they've won 29 games in a row.
Oh, Moon, he can see this. Aghanim Scepter's allowing him to see Chuan, who puts down a fresh ward, so that one's not going to last that long. But Newbee are here for a primary reason, as the primary reason is, one, stopping OG from taking Roshan, and two, if they can do it themselves, they will, but there's no life steal over on Hal. As he actually tries to missile Roshan and block the spell shield. Moon, keeping very close eyes. They don't have everyone. Miracle is too far away for them to just start the fight. They might be able to slow it down, however.
It's so scary, they can't...
Taka forced up. They've got to get him out. The cooldown's coming down from Hal. They have to let Taka die.
They got Gem. Can they chase? He's gonna board and he gets him.
Miracle jumps on Hal. Sean, he can make more space. Fly comes in as well. There's no Nova available. 5 seconds till it's off cooldown. Moo, no Dragon Form as well. 1 second till he's got that one. He's already triggered the BKB. I think he realized he's dead. There's nowhere to survive for this. So Moo is down. No buyback money. And KP caught the bottom lane. Your Scepter up into the air, trying to get the blink away to safety. He's able to get the blink. Also with a stolen one from Chuan. He can get himself back to the tier 3 towers as well. So DK will drop. Roshan's still alive.
I think they can get it for sure. I mean, he can't back. He didn't use his ultimate at least, so he'll alive, but the game's so back and forth. Newbee with a miracle hold. I didn't mean to pun there, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, you're
amazing hold by them. The fight that was almost unlosable. And now the game is back in OG's favor. Their items have kicked in, their cores are now into the point of the game where they scale best. And it's now the period of time where Gyro is outshined by so many other carries. Maybe not so many, but other heroes. And the same is kind of going for Dragon Knight here.
There is one thing though. There is one thing which might be able to actually bring Gyro to the front lines again. He's holding onto the Demon Edge for now, and I tell you, it's not a Daedalus, it's a Rapier. If he can get that, these quick pickoffs, which like Newbee have been able to find through the wonderful Chuan, might be able to do some work for KP. They can't stop him away, so he can Mule Scepter up and then blink away to safety. Chuan, he's all over it. He's keeping them out. House still got Fly Cannon as well as called out a Bubble Miracle, focusing on the Rax. We're 47 minutes in, it looks like for the first time, this Rax will actually get to go down. Fortification slows it. Yep, DK's in, the TP forward, the kick comes in, it's a little bit too early. Moo's TP was actually heavily played, but you take the million, how much more does OG want to get?
I think they're going to stay around. I mean, they only got the melee, but their heroes are here. Why not take the fight? All their other lanes are in perfect position as well. The longer they delay, the more pressure on other lanes that happens. So they're going to try to get a pick.
Rax down. Newbee want more time. They still want to bring in the next wave of items. And OG, they're not going to let him do it. Miracle, Taka keeps tracking himself thanks to that Lotus Orb, but he wants to keep Miracle lit up like a Christmas tree. How long can you hold on to your ultimate? Not much longer. Let's move. He's triggered his. They jump in. Miracle wants how he's so low. Forced up into the tree. He's got no mana. And the BKB stops the spill mana void damage from going to work. He'll get back. The Nova is down. The tier 3 tower will fall with it. But Newbee, they're going to try and reset. They're going to try and come back into this fight. Move versus No Tail on the front line. Your Sonic Wave off cooldown 20 seconds time to know that spill damage. Yet the king! Oh, free from Grid! He catches it! Miracle does him too! With the clean damage! The Brawn down too! This could be it right now! How's on the road! King's got no damage and how he's down! No buyback! But the two big calls are GG! The streak will be ended by OG! It looks like they fell over the hurdle when they went up that mid lane to try and take out the Rax. but it's not going to be the case. It is going to be the Newbee streak ended by OG, but it's only game number 1 of this best of 3.
That was, Newbee played that disgustingly well, considering the position they were in, and they came back so much. Look at that swing. That's like a 16k gold swing in a game that looked absolutely over. They took it so close, but in the late game, OG was just outmaneuvering them a little bit in those fights, so... Whoa. They played amazing, and they eventually pulled out the win in game 1.
They have been defeated. What's going to happen next? I can't wait to find out. We're going to also have a bit of a time with that panel before we get to game number 2 to get their thoughts on what happened. So we'll see you guys back in a bit.
Да, но мы, наверное, можем закруглиться ненадолго, буквально